Oil or spray? Oil.
Spray. There's a mess in the place. What's going on?
They have constraints. Canadians are all like it. Well, I guess my question is, I'm for that. You know, any farmers, or anybody thinks about their Canadians on their property. You can drive around the houses out there. The roads are terrible. No, you can't. Shouldn't we trade sooner? Years past, we've never had this problem. Since we have new individual departments, and it's been a good year for spring.
Yeah.
I don't know if the trucks were broke down. I don't know.
There's too many business out there.
Well, that's conservation. I think that's to do with
And from what I understand, if it's too hot, the spray doesn't work.
Our spray works.
Yeah, as hot as it is, it works, yeah, 'cause what they spray Friday, I mean, the grass is yellow and everything.
Is that good?
Well, you don't really want to kill the grass, but you don't kill it, but it really hurts it.
What you want to do is spray it, and then you want the thistles to die or get way set back, and then the grass comes in and takes over.
So it's a month.
Pretty hard to separate when you hit it, though. You're gonna hit some grass that was.
So you just spray
they
everything.
Yeah, they spray everything.
You just spray it all, and it don't hurt the grass. It just hurts the thistles.
It's a hot mix is what they're using.
I guess.
I don't know, the only kind of spray I do kills everything.
I guess I've had some calls on it, and the farmers are not happy.
Of course, I would imagine those fields that plowed under where they did corn last year, did they go back and replant corn, or did they do beans? I seen one where they did beans, and it was more like a cornfield.
Yeah, but there's chemicals in there, you still calling, they're spraying right now.
Yeah.
They've been spraying on me, and I can't get over, you know, this fall, and they run them down.
And then we'll come back.
Yeah,
I guess that probably wouldn't, would it? And the aerial spraying they're doing is that for that moth.
well, not so much for bugs, but they're doing it for fungus.
Fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know when I was gone this weekend, my son said they sprayed the neighbors right south of me, and that crazy idiot, it was a single wing plane, so I mean, that one moved a little faster than the dual wing. He went underneath the highway.
Well, you have never seen that?
No, they've never done that around us. He said when he come up, there's tasseling.
Yeah. All right, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, Barb, what do you have for us today?
I'd like to set a land use hearing for Matt Doolin for Tuesday, August 24th at 9:15.
I'd make that motion that we do set that land use hearing for Matt Doolin.
Second.
15, all on the 4th.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Did everybody look at the minutes?
Did. I didn't have any questions. Did you, Gary? Make a motion, they're approved.
Second.
All in favor? Minutes?
Last week,
Aye.
Aye. Claims.
Go ahead.
I didn't have any questions.
Myron ain't here, so we gotta wait
No.
till Myron comes, so.
You'll ask him a question, but we can approve it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So moved.
And seconded.
All right, all in favor of paying the claims?
Aye.
Aye.
What else is going easy? Number 12, we gotta wait till
What
county
about
attorney.
4 or 5?
Okay, yeah, number 4.
Yep. Here is his information,
Mhm.
so if you want to give him a call, it's approval. Haley had also, said we could check to see if he wants to be part of the, township. There, cause I
Okay.
believe, that spot was opened as well, so, part of the benefited fire district and then possibly the township, if he's
Trustee?
willing.
Okay. Shall I call him now?
Is this 4 and 5?
Yes.
Okay. Did he, yeah, she can call him now, but had he made application or such? Or was he just referred?
I
Referred.
don't believe, yeah, there wasn't an application to my knowledge. I believe he actually came forth to,
The fire.
right,
fire.
another member and showed interest in doing
Okay.
it.
All right, sure. We've got a few minutes. And you can spring the other on him.
He's probably wrong. Home. This is his home number.
Maybe somebody will answer if you're lucky.
Steve. Tracy Seaman here, Benton County Supervisor. Hey, I guess you raised your hand and volunteered to fulfill Jeff Kaminga's spot on the benefit fire department? Okay, just making sure you still wanna do it. No, it's not. Haley will help you out with all the paperwork. I think Steve did, or not Steve, but, Jeff did that too. Okay. Yeah, Dale Seek and Dan Bush,
right?
okay, yep,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah,
there is on that job. Now, the next,
yeah. Now,
Next.
thing, I'm
curious, would you like to fill the Union Township trustee? Oh, he's not in Union Township, so
Oh, he doesn't call him, okay.
he's in Kane. Okay, well, that answers that question. Okay, well, I'm just gonna give you a heads up, we're gonna nominate you on the fire board then, all right? Okay,
thanks.
Steve. Bye.
Motion.
We get one of them.
One out of 2, huh? Did you make a motion? Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor of appointing Steve Kaminga to the benefited fire,
Benefited?
yep, benefited fire district of number 2.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, here's your note. You can put on there maybe that he lives in Canton.
So I presume you'll table number
Yep.
5.
Yep, correct.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can we do,
Number 11,
yep,
acknowledge the appointment of Mark Fippen for county attorney for the Civil Service Commission.
so moved.
Second.
Or acknowledged, or whatever.
Okay,
we're doing.
acknowledge, yeah, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can we do year 12?
I think the county attorney wants to come on that. I'm not positive.
All right. How about 13? Do you have a list, or is she coming in?
She didn't print them all off. You wanna handle that one? Number 13, the homestead military.
Yes. So, here is a resolution for that. There's just a couple that were disallowed, and I did bring those to be signed. Otherwise, for the ones that were approved, if you want to just stop into the office and sign them at some point in time. So there's that, if you guys want to look at that. Here are the couple that were disallowed. I believe we only need one signature on those, so if you want to, at the very bottom, just do the disallowed and sign at the bottom.
Okay.
That way, you need the letters out.
And so you've got, there's a list down there, correct? Okay. It's something we do every year. Make a motion that we go ahead and approve that homestead military disabled veterans credit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And I don't think there's anything we have to do with that list in the folder.
Oh, one thing we need to do, can you give me your blue folder? That's got the claims, we need to initial them.
Yes. There's that for you.
Myron gonna be here for number 8?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about.
Thank you.
And there was a letter from David in regards to Mark Griffin. Did you guys want to see that at all?
Since we already did it. Yep. And a report from you guys.
That's not my motion, it's Tracy's. I didn't have anything.
Gary?
Nothing of any importance.
Okay, I had EMA last night. Really haven't heard anything about Dwayne Arnold, about the sirens and all that. Still Benton County's hands. Sounds like our director, he's leaning on, he wants to be done June of '24, so.
I know he had postponed it. He was eligible before that.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's about it.
Why did he postpone it?
Hours. Radios.
Oh,
They want to get all new radios in the fire trucks and the squad cars. And see, right now, we're kind of on island. You can't the surrounding counties. So our radios and towers and everything are obsolete.
Right.
Yep.
that's
So
gonna be an expensive deal.
that's what they want to do next year, get on there and get, and we'll have to do a levy or something.
Well, we had talked about some of this money coming to the county, that 9 million that's coming to the county. Been able to utilize some of that. I believe you're on that commission,
Mhm.
that board. So, you know, but
It'll help, but it will not.
well, it could pay the whole bill, but I don't think it's meant to do that. You know, it's tax relief, and that is a tax relief.
Mhm.
So, just wait and see.
You're talking next year.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah. Last bid we had was around 7 million,
Mm-hmm.
and this is 9 that's coming in. I mean, it might be better than doing a bond issue. Well, it would be better than doing a bond issue. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, you got stuff to hand out?
Gentlemen, I'm going to have Matt do the presentation today. Matt did all of the review for this, so you'll be hearing from Matt.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you ready for Matt to begin? Are you ready for Matt to begin?
All right, so just want to do some introductions here before we get started. So over here we have our applicant. This is Samuel Tiernan, is that correctly? Okay, and then we have Bonnie Tiernan. And then we have our board supervisors over here. We have Tracy Seaman, he's the chair. And then we have Gary Biershank and Rick Primer. And then the deputy auditor, Courtney Long. So today, I've given each of you a copy of an application for a change in land use from Samuel Tiernan of Cedar Rapids. Mr. Tiernan is requesting to change the use of 2.01 acres located in the southeast corner of Benton County in Florence Township. And so this is located in the northeast quarter, the southeast quarter of section 23. And if you flip to this page here in your little packets there, that shows you the location there in reference to Norway there in Walford. So it's located just about 1 mile northwest of Walford on the west side of 33rd Avenue. This parcel is approximately 2.01 acres and is presently owned by John Allpress. Mr. Tiernan is requesting to construct a residence within an existing steel utility building and to operate a storage garage business from the site. There is an existing storage garage building on the site which was constructed after the adoption of the land use ordinance without approval by the Board of Supervisors. This building was brought to our attention when we received an inquiry into the zoning of the property when it was being advertised for sale. The site is non-agricultural production and based upon review of aerial imagery, it doesn't appear to have been since at least the 1930s. This is part of the original farmstead on this farm, and it was split off in 2013. So the parcel immediately to the south is where the dwelling is as part of the original farmstead. There is an existing driveway at the site, but this driveway does not have sight distance from either direction. For a new driveway to be permitted within the county, you would have to be able to see a height of 42 inches when 500 feet away. And when 500 feet away from this driveway, it is not possible to even see a truck in the driveway. This driveway is especially concerning due to the proposed use, the traffic this use may generate, and its location in the middle of the mile when people are driving the fastest. There is no site on this property when Randy reviewed it where a conforming driveway could be installed. The existing driveway can be used at the site, but it still poses a safety risk. And if there were to ever be any modifications to this driveway, those modifications cannot occur without having a speed limit posted. In order to do that, you would have to have a speed study completed, which may or may not recommend lowering the speed limit. There are several places in the county that Randy's reported with these posted speed limits, but it was his opinion that these are generally not followed and just lead to complaints along those roadways. And Randy Sherwood had stated in his report that he would not recommend lowering the speed limit as it will not eliminate the safety risks that exist, it just transfers the liability. Looking at the utilities at the site, there is not an existing water source or a private sewage disposal system serving this site. A new private sewage disposal system would be required for the addition of living quarters to the shed. And due to the soil types at this site, it is possible that this septic system could be an alternative system. Looking at our surrounding land uses, we have farmland to the east and west and to the north. We have a farmstead immediately to the south, as well as a couple farmsteads further to the north away from the property. We notified 5 adjacent property owners of this request, as well as published a public notice within the newspapers of Benton County as required, and we have not received any calls concerning this request. In summary, the proposed use will not have any impacts on the surrounding agricultural uses, and the storage garages have been in existence without any complaints for some years. The only issue with the proposed use is the driveway, as the driveway poses a significant safety issue and is a liability concern. So that is what I have there for you. If anyone have any questions for me?
But see, it's not, we've never approved anything that, where you can't get in and out safely.
What's the site distance?
So these,
I mean, if there's no site distance, but it's been in use for some time, obviously.
yes, yep. So that northbound site distance is 417 feet, and the southbound is 420 feet.
And what's the requirement?
It has to be 500 feet.
And how long has this been in use? with the storage units?
1990s, early 1990s, I believe.
The large building is 38 years ago, and the mini storage garage is 31 years.
And that used to be part of the farmstead to the south there, and so there was an existing driveway. The driveway's been there for a long time too, but there was
Another
they could also use the
driveway.
driveway coming from the
Sure.
house as well.
How long has it been split off?
That was 2013.
2013?
It's always been two parcels,
It's always been.
two parcels. I was involved in the sale, and the current owner of the farm couldn't afford the whole two parcels, so that's when John Alpress kept the storage garage parcel and sold the farmstead to this neighbor.
Have the storage garages been in use?
They have one, I believe, one customer that's been there like over 30 years. They don't get a whole lot of traffic out there, and Mr. Allpress has never plowed the driveway, so no activity in the wintertime. But it's not like it's a Casey's, where you have a lot of traffic going in and out. This is like, people bring their stuff, they leave it there, and they come back.
Probably be less traffic than a family living there.
It's not the ideal location for a business. Yeah, that's for sure. And this was put in without approval back in 90 whatever?
That's
The
correct.
90s?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it just basically started up, there was a building there, and it started to be being used, and never came to our attention until now, of course, as Matt stated, but it's a non-conforming use at this point in time, and obviously needs your approval to continue to do that. The situation with the driveway is that the property between the two driveways, let's say these are the driveways, the property in between is like this, and so the site distance, it's kind of a dish almost in between, and the site distance is relatively poor. And I know Randy was very, what do I want to say, emphatic about the fact that there is no place to make it better as far as moving a driveway, because I had asked him about the possibility of moving it to the south. Well, after you see the property, you can understand exactly what he's saying. There's no way to move that and make that site distance any better. So it was just that, you know, if indeed it is going to be a storage facility and there is more traffic, that was his major concern about it.
What's current traffic counts? Do we know what that is?
You know.
We probably have it, but
I was gonna say, I don't remember where that map is.
yeah, and we've moved. Used to be in a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Might still be there.
Well, the drawers got cleaned out, but you know, just, yeah, whatever happened to all that.
But according to your application, you also want to have a residence there?
Well, yeah, I was gonna build a Shome type residence in the back of the one storage unit that was open and not divided into mini storage. Was the plan, was to have a residence and then just little mini storage units out there. It's there.
That's the second page there. Shows. So where you're showing this here, is this the storage unit?
No,
or
yeah, that's the one
warehouse?
building I was gonna build, take
This
the
is-
back half of it,
This
or
is
not
the
the half,
warehouse?
but yeah, the back of the open one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the pole building.
Yeah, the pole
Sure.
building.
Yeah, it won't be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably won't be the last either.
It's kind of popular right now.
It is. Mhm. You know, with this being in existence for 30-odd years, where's the liability fall? You know, I presume on the homeowner, property owner. Is that correct?
if you approve this and someone is hurt or injured there, the liability, in my opinion, transfers to the county because it's been approved and we know it's been pointed out that site distance is not appropriate. The driveway policy, the driveway resolution can't be met. That's the potential rub.
So this is an unsellable piece of property other than to the adjacent acreage or farm? Is that what basically we're saying? If that's the case, boy, that diminishes the value.
Yeah. That's the question that Mr. Alprest asked of me. Okay, then how do I sell it? I don't know that I have the good answer for that, basically. You know, the part of the problem here is that a non-conforming use was started and it's there and they want to continue it.
Exactly.
You know, and there was no permission granted in the first place, and it has to happen if they want to continue to do that and then add the living quarters. It's not a good situation.
And so when Mr. Alprest purchased this, it was already 2 parcels. He purchased both parcels and sold one off? Is that
When he
what I'm hearing?
went to sell it, he was going to sell the whole
Thing?
both parcels. But the person buying the farm couldn't afford the price. So the way they got around that was John said, well, I'll keep the storage garages, that parcel. And I think the other parcel's 5 acres, and this one's around 2.
Okay.
So that's what they did.
But it wasn't officially split until 2013, though, was it?
Yes.
That was just when the survey was done, and in 2013, it was
But it was
just prior.
always 2 parcels.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a
Well,
problem.
yeah. They're, 38 years, they've had storage out there, 31 years for the mini storage.
The worst part of this is, it's gonna get more use. If he's gonna live out there, and, well, I don't see the use of the driveway going down.
No, and this is a gravel road, is that correct? They used to have a storage unit on gravel roads. Not a good deal.
Right.
Not a good deal.
So it's not like you're gonna have a lot of people knocking on the door to bring their stuff.
I get that, Is county attorney come in? I believe he is, isn't he? This almost seems like a question, if we passed it, if we could do this without liability. This is a tough one. The current driveway with farmstead is sufficient as far as sight distance, et cetera?
That wasn't reviewed by Randy as far as I'm aware of. Yeah.
No, it was not.
I'm just wondering about an easement perhaps. Have you folks?
Either you mark on here or the current driveway is on this acreage.
So it's right where that, right there on the north side, right there.
We supposed to visiting with.
Okay.
And so now they have
Well, he's not very.
a chain link fence between those 2 properties.
Okay.
So there's where that driveway is kind of there.
Sure.
There's now a fence.
Okay.
across that
Cause
there.
it looks like they got oil on the road there. Or is that just a wet gravel road?
There's some patches that look like that used to be the seal coat that's
Okay.
not there anymore. You just see a couple strip.
Okay.
That's all that's left in most of the spots there.
My question is, can they build that up? Cause you technically need 70 to 80 feet of side distance more. So if it's in a hollow, can they haul fill in there to build it up?
Driveway?
Yeah,
Is the driveway in the hollow or is the
driveway. Got,
The road is that's pretty much coming off that, the road there driveway, that's pretty much, there's not too much going up the gradient there at all, is there? Like, yeah, I'm not sure the decline there, if that would be.
No, cannot picture my.
If it's built up, it could then violate the 10% rule. So then you'd have to build it up all the way back in. Chances are to be sure that, is that what you were asking?
Yeah.
Then you'd have to build it up all the way in, which would be, but again, that's something that Randy would have to look at.
Right.
It's an interesting question.
Well, like the picture here, or it looks like, I don't know if it's a treasure building.
Is this the?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
You start looking at that,
My eyes
it's great
right now.
from the road, if that's the driveway, use, that looks like there's 4 or 5 feet of grade right there. That one there. Ask and get in trouble with the county, you know, liability on us.
Correct. You know, and with this picture, this barn right here looks to be a ways off. I don't know. You know, it's been this way forever.
You know, things change. They're redoing the bridge north of Blairstown there. We're getting more traffic on our road, and you gotta go 2 miles west. But people are trying to find a way back to the highway. I'm not saying that it would be forever, but what I'm saying is things change.
In this picture, where that trencher is over this area, it looks like, that, I believe, is the barn. In the background. Which, to me, it looks like
You know what it is? It's a paw. They present a bunch of problems. Paws go from the northwest part of the county. Well, they go through, Kirkwood's built on one. They go from the northwest part of Benton County clear through to Kirkwood. I don't know how far from, they go past that, but for those of you that don't know what a paha is, millions of years ago there were groves of trees and they caught the dust and they made hills. You could follow them from.
The whole bunch going east of Mississippi.
I'd personally like to see what the county attorney's got to say about the liability end of it. Nobody has visited with him about that, have they? You know, that if the property owners assumed all liability, you know, with this.
And there hasn't been an incident out there that I'm aware of at all.
38 years that the first building's been there, 31 the second building. I get it, it only takes one though. Yeah. Can we table this?
I think we should. That's,
So moved.
I feel uncomfortable if I have to, I'd vote no right now, just on the liability part of it, but I'm trying to help.
Facilitate a sale and a purchase.
Yeah. Yes, that's why I come up with the idea of raising the grade. But I can't see it from here. Person, I can't long memory. I used to be real familiar with that area years ago in the late 70s and early 80s, and I haven't been down that way that often since, so. do I have a motion to table this?
Well, Gary already did that.
Okay, but
My question is where we're gonna table it to. Conversation with the county attorney as well as, Randy Sherwood about the driveway. Okay, so you wanna put it on for maybe next week is what you're thinking?
if we can get the two together. Actually, we can get the two.
The agenda then for next week. Does that sound
Okay.
doable?
Sure.
Mark?
Yes.
Matt?
I mean, if Randy's not available, he could at least look at that prior to and give
Yeah.
us a recording
Yep.
of that, so.
Yep, I can take a trip down there too and take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, this, if that's that barn, and if it's clear up here, it may just be the side of the road. I mean, we all see where, the hills can hide a vehicle. Yeah.
Obviously, there must be a hill there where that barn is. It's not level.
But it looks like it's got. may
It's
just be
level
the-
there.
Well, or is it? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd second the motion that we table it for now.
One, the land use hearing,
Aye.
I, the table it right now.
So when's will the next hearing be, or will we get a notice in the mail, or?
Tracy will get a hold of the county attorney as well as Randy Sherwood, is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah. And
He also said he's gonna drive it.
so,
Mark or Matt will reach out to you.
Okay.
how about this Tuesday? I don't wanna hear the numbers across the air here since we're being televised, but if you write your number down that I can get a hold of you, and if I can get the two together, that we can have a meeting next Tuesday for sure, we'll put it in iron, you know what I mean? I will call you Sunday or Monday to give you a heads up that it's on the agenda, if you wanna come back up and listen in, what we come up with, so be it.
All right.
Okay, can I do that? Just write your number down on the, I don't think it's on the
This
application.
must be Allpress's phone
Yes, it
number
is.
here.
Yep, it's on the application,
Oh, yes, right there it is,
Oh.
on the
Yeah.
application,
Okay.
yeah.
so I'll do that,
Sounds like a plan. All righty. Yep, thank you very much.
no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we'll hang on to these.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. I didn't know there was a place in the county.
Of the photos?
I was just told that since we're split out now for our department, if I wanted to get a department credit card to buy stuff at businesses that's not practical to get charge accounts with, I would need to come and get that approved through you guys, and then you set a limit on it, I guess, as to what I can spend with it. So I guess I was seeking approval for that today if it's.
Typically, we've done a credit card for department heads with a $2,500 limit. They let you do,
That's
you know,
what Haley had kind of.
accommodations or meals or some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and what I've run into with a couple of places, like, I think I told you guys we were gonna buy rolling desks basically for down there, so if it floods, we can get it out easily enough. Those specific ones I was gonna get were through Home Depot, and it's been an absolute pain in the butt trying to create a charge account with them, so since we're not gonna be down there buying stuff every day, I figured it might just be easier to get the county credit card and buy it that way instead of, so there's
Makes sense.
a lot of places, are easy enough to set up, but some of the places are just a little more of a nightmare, so.
Okay.
That was my rationale with it anyway, so
Well, I'd make the motion that we go ahead and authorize a credit card for the weed department with a credit limit of $2,500.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 awesome, thanks guys. probably within the next couple months here. We should be wrapping up roadside spraying in about a week and a half is my hope. And then I'll bring in, reports to you guys on everything with the weed commission stuff here too, so.
They've got some questions. It's not on the agenda. Are you gonna reach out to him after the meeting then?
Well, it's nothing I'm making a decision on, I just want some information.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you sent any notices out to any farmers about the Canadians on their properties?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've sent out, I'm not gonna, I don't wanna lie to you about this, but we've probably been 30 to 40 of them. It's just that with my technician, retiring in February, we're in the process of filling that right now. Last year I had Wes, my intern, he was running around checking stuff while we were in the spray trucks, and he's been spraying for me now, so we haven't had an extra person running around checking stuff, so we've basically just been turning them in as we come across them while we're out in the field anyway. So there's probably some that I could have missed, but if you have specific ones, we can definitely address those. I haven't got a single public complaint in yet this year, for actual weeds, which has been crazy, but yeah.
Were you running both trucks this year?
Yep. Yeah, we have been since, middle of May, so.
I guess the complaints that I've been getting is a lot of Canadians want to seed in the road ditch.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, if they have specific spots. The problem we've run into is that, we've tried to make it as efficient as humanly possible. We had about 2 weeks of bad weather in the spring where it was either too windy or raining where we couldn't be out. But normally it seems like those weeds, or the Canada thistles, go to seed sometime at the beginning. They start to the beginning of July, and then it kind of runs all the way throughout the month. So we've been out every day that we've been able to. It's just, we run into the same thing every year. Just that we don't have adequate time to get through all the miles before some of that happens, basically. We still spray all of them once we get to them, but unfortunately some of them have seeded out at that point. So if I get people that complain about them, I try to get out and spray that patch wherever we get complaints. It's just normally I don't hear anything from people on them, so.
You get about 30 or 60 miles a day on a truck on a good day?
Yeah, about, it depends on the area that we're in, but yeah, 30 to 40 is probably the average. We switched things up probably 5 years ago. See, that when I started, we started in middle of May, and we didn't get done until almost end of September, and we made some changes with how we basically spray in straight lines now instead of going against the wind and that type of stuff, which has made us a lot more efficient. So we cut that down from May to September to May to the end of July now. But that's about as efficient as I've been able to make it without running a substantial amount of extra hours or, accommodating for weather and that type of stuff too, so.
Did you change your route from
I try to as best as I can, but I'll give you an example. So we divide the county across 65th Street. That's so I take everything north of 65th Street. My technician is always taking everything south. So I've basically, my Canada thistle problem for the most part is in the west end of my territory. So I try to prioritize that first, just because I know if I leave those, it's gonna, they're on, a lot of them, those are on the road shoulder too, and they tend to set seed sooner for some reason. So I always try to hit those first, and they're my longer stretches, so I get more miles in a day that way too. Whereas Urbana, I run into more brush and parsnip and that type of stuff, which I can wait longer to get done. So I try to vary my route where, just so I'm not spraying the same road first every single year. But it does tend to be the west end of my territory first. my technician, I've always kind of given them the leniency to, start wherever the problematic parts are first. But yeah, I don't, I guess, have an exact route that they take every year. I try to get them to vary it as much as they can too, but yeah, I mean, we do miss, there's no doubt there's stuff that we either don't get to in time or we miss. I mean, it's, and some stuff too, if it's gone to seed a lot. So it's a hard line to draw on, like what you spray and what you don't. The only time I do sometimes leave a few thistles in spots, like if they're along bean fields, we get people that plant beans like right up to the edge. And if they even get a whiff of my spray, it'll curl them up and kill them. So it's always trying to decide, okay, is it worth a couple thistles to potentially spray a guy's beans out and then have them complain about that? So there is some of that goes on a little bit too. But
I know when I go out to my properties for vegetation, I have to go back.
mm-hmm.
Do you guys do that as well?
Yeah, we do on spots where, especially on the highways, we will go back and retreat thistle patches. I try to keep an eye on them as best as I can too. The only thing is then you're getting into, there's it's not every year, but we have gone back and retreated a lot of Canada thistle patches. It's always just kind of like, is the cost justified by and we also have other stuff that starts kicking in after spray season. So we get into all of our prairie planting projects, tree cutting, different stuff like that too. So it's just trying to,
Sure.
But if there's specific spots you guys have that are bad or need done, something we missed, I mean, we can definitely go back.
I would reach out to them, give them some addresses where you've got calls from.
Okay.
And I felt it was, you got relaxed in my area, okay? But I can't really point a finger on you guys here when I go on Highway 30 and the medium. Norway Road, Watkins Road,
Yeah.
all the way in.
How can the county, you or us or anybody, well, there's been thistles south of Benton since before 63,
Yeah.
and they're still there.
Well, and the crazy part is, I spray the same areas, I would say, every year, and I roast them. I mean, there's spots that I've been spraying for 8 years, and it looks like I kill them completely, and they come back the next year. So it's almost to the point where I have them memorized exactly when I know I'm going to need to spray. So I mean, it's another one of them deals where we do the absolute best we can with it. We're kind of in maintenance mode on a lot of this stuff. I don't know, if we're ever truly going to be able to eradicate everything.
So
But
a lot of it comes with experience of knowing where to go, when to go.
yeah, and yeah, like I said, and we try to, if there are spots you guys have, I mean, I'm more than willing to go out and hit wherever. It's just that's what we run into, is that like we try to start as early as we can and get done with it as quick as humanly possible, but there's always like a month in there where the stuff that we don't get to earlier, and I don't know, I've tried to find as many ways to make it more efficient as I can with what I've got, but I think the sad reality is to get it done in that time frame, accommodating for weather, you're almost gonna have to run another truck. I mean, I know I can get it done free, but the expense that adds, I don't think justifies what you're saving. It's just one of them deals, because you're talking probably another $150,000 rig and extra chemical staff and everything to do it. And I did talk with the guys about maybe trying to run some weekends or extra hours to try to do it. It's just trying to get everybody get part-time people to work
I'd reach out to him, give him some addresses.
So, yeah, but yeah, we can, like I said, we can go hit whatever if you've got complaints in, so. And like I said, hopefully next year I'll be back to full staff. The weed commission worked excellent last year where like we had another person running around. We've been more proactive in the last 2 years than we've ever been. Like it had always been operated on a complaint basis before, so we never did anything unless people called in and complained. Well, we've been going out and just inspecting stuff ourselves, and I'd say 95% of the weed complaints we did this year were sent from our office. So they get mad at me, like, who turned me in? I'm like, well, it was me. You know, that's how we've been doing it, and we've got less public complaints because of that. But again, with the sheer amount of ground, we miss stuff too, you know, from just either not seeing it when it's been up, you know, it's just, so.
Okay.
But any, you know, like I say, any help we can get on that, I mean, we'll definitely send the letters out or do whatever. It's just, I need to, you know.
Okay.
I think it's important to get those thistles sprayed early when you can't see them.
Yeah.
Now,
How do you spray them when you can't see them?
well, you gotta mark the patches, they're there. Now they're all grown up and they're gone to seed, so you can see them a quarter
If you
mile
know where
away.
they are,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, well, and the thing we talked about, you know, my chemical guys cautioned me on getting out there too early just because, like, especially on the brush, which we're trying to kill too, if I don't wait, according to them, if I don't wait until it's fully leafed out, we're basically wasting chemical shooting a lot of that stuff. So we've also tried to strike a happy medium on, like, you know, how early do we start so we can still kill everything? Because I get people complaining about brush and stuff too. So it's just, I think next year we kind of decided we're going to try to start maybe a week or two earlier to try to gain on it. It's just that wherever I spray earlier, then I might not be able to kill the brush as effectively. But if that's the trade-off, then, you know,
Okay.
so.
All righty.
So yeah, if you want to let me know, I just, you know, we'll get her taken care of.
Will do.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Before we move on to the next item, just a quick break.
Not at all.
Auditor's office, I'll get you set up with your card.
Okay, yep. Yeah, that way we get our office set up. And unfortunately, this all kind of felt like during our busiest time here, so we'll get there anyway, so. But, all right.
See, there isn't much you
How
can.
goes it today?
Hello, Sheriff.
Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Getting good warm.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
I was just thinking the same. It's gonna get warm in the neighborhood today.
You ready for the sheriff? Recess?
Yeah, jeez.
Yep.
She'll be back.
I think he must have walked off without his phone or his water.
I'd say both.
I know. Otherwise, open up the door and yell at him.
Yeah.
I don't know if CJ caught him.
Don't see him.
I bet you.
On drive.
He'll be back.
Yeah, no doubt.
He left his phone too.
Yeah, it's over on.
You'll be back.
Yeah.
Get your
One of
car yet?
the complaints, right?
You get your cars yet?
Yes,
They're
did?
back. They're already here.
they are here and
Uh-oh.
Might need that phone, Oh, there it is.
I take that posting off Facebook, we won't solve it. I'm trying to make a little money.
Thanks, CJ.
That's amazing. You got them cars this quick.
Okay, Sheriff.
We'd like to hire, done the posting and everything for a job position in the kitchen. We'd like to move Patty Lynch from part-time to full-time. And then the kitchen ladies have divided it up. Still think we're gonna need a part-time person, but,
When's this effective?
today,
Okay.
she's working. Well, today. Patty's doing the end of the week and the weekend. Kathy's doing through the week that way.
Okay. Need a motion to approve Patty Lint?
Yes, I do.
Part-time to full-time, and I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We have a law enforcement contract.
Yeah, there's one from
Yep.
Urbana.
2.5 hours.
We have posted for the part-time courthouse security jobs. Got 2 qualified candidates that we'll probably bring next week.
How long does it take for your cars to get set up for you?
Let's see, Iowa Prison Industries says that the
Decals.
markings for the sides are 4 to 6 weeks out.
But you drove them before without them, right?
Yeah.
What about all the equipment inside?
That's an undertaking in itself. It comes out, the radios, the cameras and stuff will come out of one and go into another.
Oh,
The one that the motor blew up on is, I had enough, it had a big dent in the door. We bought a used motor, it's been put in, the body's been repaired. I think we'll pick it up either today or tomorrow. So there's our spare that we need to take something apart, and somebody's still got something to drive. Because currently our spare is being driven every day.
Is this the first time I've seen this?
Keystone.
No, this is Urbana. Item 3, if the required police protection provided by the Benton County Sheriff's Office exceeds 2.5 hours per week, additional hours shall be billed at a rate of $35 per hour. I think it's kind of the first time I've seen this. Okay, so it's not my mind playing tricks on me, this is new, okay. Okay. Still doesn't cover your full cost, but it at least gets your man-hour expenses.
Paying for that.
Yeah. So, okay, make a motion that we approve this.
second.
All in favor of approving the law enforcement contract for
City of Urbana.
Urbana?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ron, I got a question for you real quick here.
Yep,
Last week, we approved the Keystone Law contract.
yep.
How many hours per week on that?
Keystone's not a lot.
Okay.
I don't have that, it's not one of the big ones that I know off the top.
I mean, we just okayed the minutes from last week. The hours and the money, I just,
I think we're wrong, but I'll take a look at the contract and
do
get
that.
back with you.
Okay.
And I don't remember, and I didn't bring those with me, from last week.
Well, we sign it and then
I know.
we don't get it.
For some reason, I'm thinking Keystone's 12 or 15.
Okay,
I'll look,
okay. Just curious about that.
okay? Do I have anything else on there, Gordon?
No, that's it. Maybe that would be something, we should maybe keep a copy here down the
That would
road
be a bad idea.
when we get our desk done. Speaking of that,
I know Nancy keeps a copy, no, Nancy keeps the originals of the contract and we keep copies.
that was something that I screwed around Friday afternoon that was hot. And just something that I did on the computer down there. And do we know if Myron's coming in for this?
I have not heard whether he
Robert Richter, what does he want, do you know?
is. I have this right here.
Maybe that'll answer it if we know what he wants.
If you got a little time after the meeting, Tracy, you
Yeah.
wanna stop down, I don't know how much research it'll take. I need some cement fixed out back
Okay,
and take a look and see what you think you ought to do.
okay, go into your office.
Yep.
Meet you there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're on.
Anxious to see those new pickups on the road.
Yes. It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
I got some questionable stuff running around. How was they run with driving?
That's what you call driving them into the dirt.
Are you gonna call me out again?
No, I won't do that to you again. I'd like to.
Okay. Myron's not coming in because they're doing it individually. I'll let you look at that. Now that, okay, Rick, that, I just threw that together, the computer and all that after I was all said and done driving home, then I thought, we only need 4 and we could have open, you know what I mean? We don't need 5 of the covers.
Correct.
We could have, 2 and 2 and then have a wider spot in the center. You follow me?
Sure, unless she needs a place for her, well, this stuff she's been carting back and forth.
Yeah.
It'd be
but-
kinda nice if one of those had locks on them.
Yeah, that's easy to put in, but
I don't see that as a problem with five.
No, but I mean, it just, something like I said, I was down there and it was hot. You know what, I'm gonna sit at the computer and play, so that's what I did, so, I mean, I can do it, I know I can do it a lot cheaper than that yet, but it was just a ballpark figure, just to throw that out there.
Sure.
For people that are kinda guessing or wanna know what we're talking about doing away with these tables and getting drawers alongside of us with a countertop flat similar to the table. But at least we'd have some place to put our stuff that we don't have to pack up and leave every week.
So this is gonna be permanent for you going in here then?
Oh, it is?
Yes,
Yes, it
yes,
is.
we're out of the courthouse, we lost our room.
Actually, we gave it up to the juvenile detention, so.
The reason we gave it up is because of
Well,
That's affordable.
Wiring contract, you get wiring in the courthouse, it's right there by the judge's quarters,
To get that.
everything's right there.
Like I said, I can still get it cheaper than that yet, so I know I can.
Yeah, looks good.
I just thought it'd be smarter to have it flat than having like, our old one, we had that up. That was my opinion.
Although it does hide some stuff.
It does, but,
You know.
I mean, we got the camera, so,
Well, it's not, I'm not trying to hide things from the public.
understood.
It's some of the things that utensils. So,
Okay.
Yeah, by the time you get, that'd make that quite a bit more expensive by the time you get like our old one had a ledge on the top.
well, you can just
That's
about
what
do it
we-
with backsplash.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I
Did
just,
you guys decide on number 8? Or did you all have a?
No. But Gary?
No.
I think we got a sidetrack.
Yes. Good job.
Myron's already approved this,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm guessing he's not coming in.
That's what I'm guessing too. so.
Yeah, so I'd make the motion that we approve that utility permit.
Second.
Robert
Richer. Yep.
Pritchard.
Yep.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good morning, David.
Good morning, folks.
How you feeling? Better, I hope?
Order.
Oh, yeah, you are better. Okay.
Back and roll.
That one's done.
So I presume county attorney has presumed he's seen this.
Yes, he has. Easy cog permit, so I'll let you take over. Or
Easy
not so
cog
much
lease.
permit, the easy cog.
Lease. Okay, I
Lease.
was just saying I hadn't seen any
Yeah,
permits.
yeah.
We had signed a lease agreement months and months ago with EasyCog, and then EasyCog realized that the tenant, which is us, because they own the building for, I believe, the next 30 years approximately, and we rent it from them, the tenant needs to provide the insurance, and the original lease said that EasyCog would provide the insurance. So you have a copy of the lease there. The only thing that changes is paragraph 9 that says Benton County will be responsible as the tenant for providing insurance. And it says how much the insurance needs to be, minimum of $1 million per claim, $2 million per occurrence.
That's as far as the liability.
Yes, and so it's not a material change because normally the tenant's the one that insures the building. It's their lease, their first version, they didn't have it correct, so.
I presume the building itself is insured for value
Yes.
rather than.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it replacement value or recall? 'Cause replacement's gonna go up every year.
Yeah, at some point, somebody should check with Heartland to say, hey, we want to make sure this thing's insured for replacement.
Every year we do that. Go through with the auditor's office, making sure.
So they have an attachment to the lease that shows, what the value of the grant was and everything. Now, maybe that building's worth more than this,
It is.
then it should be insured for more.
It is, but I can't tell you the dollar figure.
Yeah, without looking at the Heartland policy, I couldn't see.
I can't tell you the figure.
Yep. Okay. So you need a motion to approve this lease
Yes,
agreement?
I do.
You got it.
We're approving the new and revised EasyCog lease agreement.
Aye.
Aye. David, you got a good copy to sign, or you want?
Yeah, I do actually. looks any better than the one you would have.
Well, mine's yellow. Highlighted.
This one could be yellow too, if you'd like to color it.
I left crayons home.
Now, that one says that it is, I believe, witnessed by
Yep.
Haley.
And I got yellow next to me. Republic.
We could, are you a notary?
I guess.
Yep, all we gotta do is put a little, put deputy in front of Benton County Auditor, your deputy.
Correct.
Okay. And then sign your name, notarize it, and it will be good to go.
Okay.
You will fill in the date then and all that then, right?
Or you can. But I can as well. I have several handwriting.
We're not gonna be able to ask Myron about that.
Give me a phone call.
Okay, so you folks will take care of getting that back to Easy Cog, or do you want me to take care of it, getting it back to Rock Grimmett?
Would you send it down to me, email then?
Huh?
You know what? No, because I'm going, I gotta go down there Thursday.
Either way.
Just wanna
I did
hand
talk to
deliver it.
him, and he had said that as long as they had like a PDF back, that he didn't need to have the actual, but I guess technically they need to sign it on their side. and get
Yeah,
it.
they
So, I'll get a little bit ahead of myself.
Okay.
It does need to be.
Okay, then I'll take that with me.
David, after the meeting, Tracy, you'd probably be a good time to tackle him regarding this liability on
Yes.
this land use change.
Well, I guess we got time right now, right?
Well, couple minutes.
We have an here.
Okay,
Okay,
so something was on the agenda today?
yes, it was.
Okay.
But you weren't here.
So,
Give me a quick second.
Shall I give him a copy so we can see?
Yeah. So we can give that to Tracy.
This is the,
Okay. What's the question?
thank you.
has to do with the line of sight. Secondary Road is Randy Sherwood, it's supposed to be 500 feet as far as either direction. And to the north, it is 417, to the south, it is 420 instead of 500.
Okay.
It's on gravel road. Sorry, I'm jumping in here.
Go.
The warehouse or pole building has been there for 38 years. The storage unit building has been there for 31 years. They have been two different parcels, from what I understand, since the beginning of time, but they were officially separated in 2013. There is the farm instead, or acreage has been sold off. And now they have a buyer for the two buildings. But it's the line of sight that is the question and the liability as per such. If we approve that, can we approve it stating that the buyer accepts all liability?
Doubtful. Here's how I would want to proceed on something like this. Rather than give an off-the-cuff opinion, I would want to actually sit down with Mark Greenlee and go over some things. So,
Okay.
maybe tabling it if that's issue?
We did table.
We tabled it, so I wanna,
Okay, we'll talk to Mark and I might visit with you guys again, once again. I'll pull that out.
and I think it's more Randy Sherwood than, because Randy's the one that, Mark, his opinion on what Randy said, don't carry. So,
However, it's been in existence a long time.
It's on for next week.
yes, it's on for next week if we can get everything kinda,
Now, you guys need these things back though, don't you?
Well, why don't you hang on to it so you've got something to look at. No. I can borrow theirs if need be.
Okay.
Good.
Justin,
Yes, sir.
what do you got?
I'd like to go into closed session.
What does it pertain?
You can sit somewhere else so you can hear me.
What does it pertain?
Just like an employment evaluation for me.
An employee evaluation is
Just,
usually done.
I just, some questions, really.
Could you ask him right now?
I would rather do it in closed session if I could. Please.
This is, usually something's done with the department head. We don't have a department head until tomorrow,
Right.
official start date.
I am the department head right now, so to speak, I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
know what you
that
mean.
I
I
don't
know
know
what you
that you've been appointed.
No, absolutely.
Interim department head. Not trying to be an ass here.
No, you're fine.
We have,
Rules are rules.
if I may, a new department, which is, human resource, head. And Kirsten, typically that's who you would go to as an employee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that, am I on the right wavelength here?
I would say so. That's why we hired her.
Okay.
I got better, didn't
Yeah, that did.
I? Yeah. You can now hear. Yeah, so I think that's the right protocol,
Okay. Well, I'd still like to do this.
It still gets
And not-
into kind of I don't want to say, takes time to get into this format. if you
Right,
will,
right.
But, yeah,
Out of the old habits, right?
I don't know that we have done this with any other county employee, and I don't know that we really want to be honest.
We
I mean,
do
we can-
evaluations.
Department head does evaluation.
Okay, gotcha. There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Yeah, and then we do the,
Well, okay,
Did last
we
year.
won't go in, that's fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I was just kind of curious as to like what kind of changes are gonna happen for maintenance department. You know, we picking up more work and stuff like that, just kind of, I haven't been able to get up, in touch with Rick yet. I assume he'll probably call today sometime.
I don't think I gave him your number yet because I figured.
Haley gave it to him.
Okay, well, he's still working full-time,
Till tomorrow.
so,
Okay.
yeah, he literally is still working, probably he's working at least 12-hour days right now
Okay.
at his other job, so I think he's been a little bit
Tired.
preoccupied, yeah, with
Yep.
that. He came in yesterday to do some paperwork
Yep,
with me,
yep,
as you
yep,
knew.
yep.
So.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it for that.
No, I figured he would probably, I think he plans to sit down, I assume, and have a conversation,
Probably,
figure
yeah.
stuff out. And then in terms of changes for the department, those are things that he'll be, not necessarily these guys would be making those decisions. That would be,
No, I meant like, as in, are we taking on more areas, more stuff?
well, yeah, I mean, he kind of knows what the concerns are, like with this building, that
Mhm.
kind of a thing. I had recommended to him, he was thinking he was gonna have to jump in and start cleaning and mowing and doing all this stuff right away, and I suggested to him, while he's getting acclimated and while you guys are figuring things out, to sort of leave the status quo over here for right this second with the mowers, with the cleaner, whatever. And then that was something he wants to get feedback from us over here
Right.
and work on that. So I wouldn't anticipate any huge changes with that
Okay.
right away.
Okay.
I don't want him to get overwhelmed, right
Well,
away.
he'll be overwhelmed.
Well, but I mean, he was thinking he's gonna have to come, you
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
he didn't realize we left the services in place that we had for right now.
Right, good
And I
idea.
said, yeah, I said, they're in place for now. He goes, okay. So, excuse me. So I think his goal is to start getting feedback and, using that feedback to then figure out what the plan is for, say, this building. And then, whatever you guys are gonna do at the courthouse. So I would say that those questions are probably good questions
For him.
for him.
Okay, that's all I'm
Maybe not, maybe not right away,
Oh,
just
no,
because he
he's
won't have
good.
answers for you right away.
No, he's got too much stuff to learn right away, just like where everything is,
Correct.
basically.
Yep.
He's gonna contact you either this afternoon or tonight.
Okay.
You guys can have a talk to find out what time you
Right.
guys will meet tomorrow morning.
Okay, perfect.
He
Perfect.
kinda got
Got a rough idea,
and
and I mean rough.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but if you're working 12-hour days, you get a little tired at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I know how
yeah.
it goes.
So I met with him last night at the courthouse and we went over a few things. And like I said, I know absolutely zilch
Of your job.
So,
Okay, perfect. I'm just wanting some answers, basically, is all I'm.
basically what he said last night, he don't want to change anything as of right now.
Right.
He wants to learn
Yeah. Well, it's all.
and get a new routine, get a routine started.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. The other thing you had mentioned to me was that I was gonna be bumped up closer to a director.
Eventually, that was the plan.
Okay, when is that?
Is this something that you guys can do in
Yeah, this
your
is
own
actually
office? This really isn't
Sure.
a county board
Yeah.
meeting thing. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Oh, yeah. Now
And
you
and
said
it's
that,
stuff that you probably need to do in private.
yep.
that's why I wanted to go in closed session.
Yeah, well, I think there's,
That
if
was.
you go down the hall, you'll be in closed session.
I
Fair
have
enough.
workers in my office right now, but
Yeah.
You can.
I won't
Just
let you
kidding.
guess. We'll figure it out.
Okay, does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think you want John Q. Public in on.
No, I mean, it's
on
public
all your-
knowledge anyway, but you know. I
Well,
have
the
to-
nitty gritty,
Some-
Right.
the nitty gritty inner
Yeah.
workings we can
Yeah.
talk about on the sidelines.
Yeah. Just,
okay.
yep. I guess we'd have saved a lot of trouble if we did it the right way the first time, right?
We're working on it. Yeah, when there's.
It's
a
gonna
new
take
position,
time.
it's definitely difficult to adjust and, people need to know that you're available too, so. Well, we've already talked. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean people don't know that, but to get comfortable with that, I think. Sure.
Yeah, but other than that, I've got quite a few questions for you then.
Okay, that works.
You just have to get him going and figure out something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm ready, I'm very tired.
Oh, yeah, you've kind of had a,
Over a month now.
Yeah.
It's getting,
He's got a lot of keys and I don't know nothing.
what do you mean?
He's got Rick.
Oh, yeah, I've got some of the other ones that we always made duplicates for the garage, stuff
Yeah,
like that. I've
yeah.
got them downstairs for him.
What? I
Oh, he
don't.
hasn't seen keys yet. No, we got more than that. No, we got more than that.
Okay.
So, okay, well, good. Then
Thank you.
I'll look forward to hearing from him.
David, do you have something else? Good.
I was just gonna point something out. Did you get to item 11 yet?
Sure we
we
did.
did,
Yes.
Yes.
we read your,
I'm here to acknowledge your appointment, the board's appointment to the Civil Service Commission as well.
Okay.
acknowledge our appointment, is that Mark?
No, I was just gonna say that under the code and going forward in the future, you can acknowledge whatever you want, but when it says somebody shall appoint, they're just on. There's no real need for an acknowledgement. Also going forward in the future, Civil Service Commission is a strange beast. It's a three-person board or commission. And by law, you can't have more than two, which is strange how they phrase that, because that would mean it's all three. They can't be of the same political party. So you have to actually look, you cannot have 3 Democrats or 3 Republicans or 3 Libertarians. There's gotta be no more than 2. So just going forward in the future, we don't have to make any appointments for at least 2 years. That's a consideration, as is gender balancing. I think the commission's probably in okay shape at this point,
Good.
and I acknowledge that.
Anything else? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.